Yeah, Sanbonan. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend thus far. I'm going to try and keep it brief this morning. I was having a very great conversation last night with a young man that I'm quite a fan of. Young chap. He may have matriculated last year if he's not in matric now. No, he's in matric. Because I know they've made him a prefect. Very smart guy. Comes from a very good family. Goes to a very good school. And he's very big on power. The media, the people that run the world, consumes information like a freak. And I'm hoping he's gonna turn into a really quality human being over time. We will speak about a couple of things. The first one is Eskom and the South African government have decided to almost create these contracts where they're leasing energy from, I think, 4 companies. We've been speaking about independent power producers. We've been speaking about how Patrice Motsepe, I think 12 of the 25 contracts that Jeff Radebe's brother-in-law dished out ended up in companies where Patrice Motsepe has a stake. But now there's these 4 companies on the side where they didn't go through the criteria that was needed from the other 25 IPPs. And where, when you read the article, there's no negotiation of price, so they're going to price however they want. They're going to be getting some of this energy from these people, and it looks like they've literally skipped a lot of the criteria, regulation, red tape that other companies need to go through. This is my old primary school, junior primary, Busy B, Newcastle Junior Primary School. So I guess that should tell you that I'm in Newcastle, in KZN, KwaZulu, where I was born and where I was raised. When you look into these companies, and I'm probably going to put in the description the article that I read, and I also am going to put in the link to the companies themselves. One of the companies have got these boards. Some of them are international. A lot of these white people in a government that speaks about transformation and kak. One of these companies, part of the funders there are the Rockefeller family in America. If you know John D. Rockefeller of Standard Oil, he had a monopoly on oil, not just in America, but generally in the world, until it was broken up, but broken up in inverted commas. One of the other partners is, I forgot the company's name, but you'll see it in the link. But that company is a subsidiary of the World Bank. So the World Bank is somehow involved, all of it. So the subsidiary, it's a subsidiary of the World Bank. And now it comes back this thing of the 8.5 billion US dollars that Cyril Ramaphosa basically agreed for us to get funding. And it looks like, and it sounds like, this was the deal. We're going to give you guys this money, but please let our companies in to come and provide this energy for you. Make sure that there's still load shedding. Make sure there's still supposed sabotage and all this other cuck at Eskom, so that we can come in and make money, with whatever you guys are doing. It seems like that's what's happening. And maybe the investigative journalists, if we still have any in this country, are going to go and do the investigations and actually check if some of these things that I'm saying are actually legit, or if it's unfounded. That's the first thing. The second thing is he sent me, this young man, he sent me a screenshot of all the journalist media institutions that Bill Gates funds. You can go research this on Google. Bill Gates, or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, funds a lot of media institutions, a lot of them which develop journalists who end up working for the biggest media houses and news channels in the world. Which kind of means Bill Gates has captured the media in America and probably big parts of the world. So he was saying this is crazy, and I'm like, yeah. But then we started speaking about power. And he was saying, he's very disappointed in our politicians. He's very disappointed in how the world works, etc. Someone. He's very disappointed in how the world works, etc. I said to him that I think we still do not understand power. I don't think we understand power the way we're meant to understand power. I'm going to break it down in an example. This is an example. On this land that we live on in South Africa, this is not our country. This is not our land. This land belongs to the most powerful people in the world, and they allow us to live here. They allow us to live here in exchange for us willing to work hard to make this land productive, in exchange for us having to pay tax, in exchange for us having to vote, even though it's mostly symbolic because they get to pick the leaders. But this is not our land. We're just allowed to stay here for the time being. And as long as we behave and we follow whatever laws they've set for us, the courts, we listen to whatever media they've given us. Our politicians are puppets. They are head boys or prefects of this land. And they don't serve the masses. They don't serve us, the voters. They serve the people that fund them. When Cyril Ramaphosa was saying Tuma Mina, he wasn't saying it to the ordinary South Africans. He was speaking to the people that have money, the business owners. He was speaking to the people that funded his campaigns. He was speaking to those people saying, Tuma Mina, send me to do some of the work that you need me to do in this country to benefit you. So one of it, sharp. So Cyril is a puppet. The ANC is largely run by puppets, people that are funded, people that chase money, people that are fighting over the crumbs. Number one. Cyril reports to the British royal family. It was Queen Elizabeth, it's now King Charles. But he also reports to the United Nations, which is the government of governments in the world. The United Nations are puppets, and they are puppets of big business. So if Cyril Ramaphosa is the puppet of the UN, the British royal family, and the puppet of big local businesses, the United Nations are the puppets of big international business. Now, big international business includes people like Bill Gates, George Soros, maybe a Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. But those guys themselves, they are puppets of the people that actually hold the power. Now, what is power? Power is the people that have the biggest weapons in the world, that have the biggest armies in the world. Because those people understand something you don't understand, and that is that power is the ability to end life. When you see your politicians at the Zondo Commission fighting in courts, having court cases, no, this person was wrong, no, your honor, this is the evidence, that's clownish. The people that run the world do not do that. Vladimir Putin, when he was having issues with Ukraine, was not sitting at some court, whether it's the UN Council or somewhere, saying, no, but this is our land, Ukraine should not be. They were not there. Ukraine is not, they are fighting using weapons and using armies, and they are killing people. When China wants power and wants to take over Taiwan, it won't be sitting somewhere discussing, but Taiwan should be. They are going to enact weapons. North Korea doesn't sit on some council or sits at the World Economic Forum saying, no, North Korea wants to be independent. We don't like meddling by America. We want to have our own sovereign. They're not. They're saying we have nuclear bombs. If you come to us, we will bomb the shit out of you. That is power. If you look in the local context in South Africa, the people that have power, the people that are willing to kill. We see it all the time in politics. People killing each other over municipal manager positions, mayoral positions, councillors somewhere because they want access to tenders and money. The taxi industry, people kill each other over routes or because they want certain taxis. For example, if you look at the gang lords in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, people are killing themselves over certain territories and areas for drugs. You don't see the gang leaders in the Western Cape going to courts and saying, yeah, but big pharmaceuticals also get to sell drugs. Why can't our drugs be legalized so we can also make money? Nah. They're like, you come here, we will fucking kill you. So if you want to understand power, understand that it's the people with the biggest weapons, it's the people that have the biggest armies. South Africa as a nation was not colonized by the British through sitting down and having a debate with the kings and the chiefs and the Khoi and the San. We'd like this land, let's have a debate, let's have a fair judge come and decide They used weapons. After you have used the weapons, after you have killed and conquered the major people or defeated the armies, then you come in and you enact your systems, your legal system, your educational system, your religious systems, your socialization systems that are then going to dictate how people are going to live. But it's after you've killed. That is what power is. It starts with the physical, then it gets to the psychological through the media, through the schools, through the religions of the day. Please understand this whenever you are confused about what's happening. Cyril Ramaphosa's hands are tied. He can't do what you want. He could sit with you, literally. He could sit with you in a meeting and be like, Pen, hey, I understand. You're very right. I'm sorry. But Cyril is not willing to die because he will be killed. He's not willing to die for that. The ANC understands. You can scream and shout about Jacob Zuma being a liberator and a revolutionary. You can scream and shout about Julius Malema. You can scream and shout about any other leader you want. Look at what happened to Bantu Biko. Look at what happened to Chris Hani. Look at what happened to Thomas Sankara. Look at what happened to every other so-called revolutionary that was rocking the boat. Then you ask questions about people like maybe a Paul Kagame. Why is he being allowed to rule? Why does Aliko Dangote get to be the wealthiest black man? And it's because they play according to the games of the people that run the world. What you want to do as an individual, you want to become the best puppet you can be. So that the people that run this country, the politicians, the business leaders, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, they pick you as their favorite puppet. Hey, Pen, we want you to come and be a face, come and speak. We want you to be president of the country. And you say, Tumamina, yes, Izwe. You will then be sent to go and be a puppet for them in the country to contain the masses, which are the black people, the poor black people. After that, you will then be sent again, Uyatunya, to go to the United Nations, to go and then speak on behalf of the nation and be their little rep and jump up and down and sit there and speak on their behalf. If you get to that level, you start trying to make a bit of money. You start networking to gain some bit of power. You had Trevor Manuel sitting on the board of the Rothschild Foundation somewhere, probably in Switzerland. You're starting to mingle with the big boys there. You're starting to influence capital and money and resources. You can now influence an army somewhere. You can influence the police to lock down people, etc. Once you get to that level, you want to get to the highest level where you sit at the highest seats. Bill Gates is not there. Bill Gates is not a violent guy. He doesn't have an army somewhere. He's a puppet of the guys that sit there who have the weapons. When the Twin Towers were bombed in America, America didn't sit at the UN Security Council or go to the International Criminal Court. We must find the criminals. They must be jailed. They took their military and their weapons and they went to the Middle East and they fucked shit up. Vladimir Putin is fucking shit up. America's not going to some council. America's taking their weapons, their armies, and they're sending them to Ukraine to go and assist. America's making sure their military base in Taiwan is strong so that if China at any given time wants to fuck shit up at Taiwan, America's there. America was assisting South Korea in their fight against North Korea. Violence is the ultimate language of power. And anyone who tells you otherwise is talking bullshit. We can speak languages, we can be articulate. Ooh, Penolukulum English, we private school accent. I didn't even go to a private school. I went to a good public school in Newcastle High School. Very proud of it, very great school. I myself am a curious mind. I've gone and I've educated myself and I've become better. But I understand that true power lies in violence. And once you can enact violence at the highest level and highest scale, you then have the power to dictate what Hollywood movies go out, what the media houses get to publish and what to not publish, which social media companies get to have free reign, and what rules they have to abide by, and which type of voices, Jordan Peterson, Penuel the Black Pan, Andrew Tate, that they must shut down. That is ultimate power. Penuel the Black Pan, have a great Saturday and I'll see you guys soon. Want to send a shout out, to Utepo who runs Squeaky Clean SA. If you go to Squeaky Deep Clean, at Squeaky Deep Clean on Instagram, you'll see their work there. I'm going to drop a link to their website as well. They do deep cleaning, they do pest control in Johannesburg, in Pretoria, in Cape Town, in Durban. I have to give a shout out to my sponsors because they keep me fed and I'm their puppet. They've captured me. But please support Utepo and his team at Squeaky Clean. They're doing amazing work. You know, a lot of us are busy. We don't have time to clean our homes. Some of us have pest issues, whether it's cockroaches, whether it's rats or whatever. Please give them a shout out. And I thank you very much if you've been supporting them. And I want to thank Utepo again for supporting me. If you'd like to sponsor any of my videos, I'm going to drop you my email address as well there. And you guys can sponsor some of my videos. NewSouthAfrica.org, a blockchain technology platform that Rob Hersoff and some of his mates have set up to try and create a more transparent government that can be held accountable. We're dealing with the world of puppets, boy. You need to decide where you sit. And remember, ultimate power lies in firepower. Do Do you even have a gun in your home? Do you even have a gun in your home? I love you. Cheers.